What's going on, guys? It's your man Ed Hayes, the wholesale coach here, back for another video. And in this video, I recently posted a podcast on the Wholesaler Mastermind podcast. Make sure that you subscribe now if you haven't already. Everywhere podcasts are found, guys, but I recently posted a podcast about wholesaling CRM systems and automation tools out here in 2020. So I wanted to drop this piece of content on the YouTube channel because I didn't want you all to miss out on this value. But make sure that you head over to the Wholesaler Mastermind podcast so you can see all of my exclusive content that I post over there on the Wholesaler Mastermind. But let's go ahead, let's get into this content.
Push the button. Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
You heard what she said.
I wanted to bring this to the podcast to share this game with you all. So I want to give you all some of my best tools, tips, strategies, things to use to automate your business, your wholesaling business as much as possible. Like the CRM that I use, my scheduling service, my website creator, and things of that nature. So you all know how you can get out here and put your business on autopilot. I'll be honest with you, it takes a little bit of time to set these things up. But once you have some of these things in motion, it just makes your business flow a lot smoother to just have things set up in advance. All right, so let's just kind of go ahead and dive in. Some of the first things that I recommend that you go out there and get, it's going to make your life a lot easier as you're out here trying to wholesale, is getting yourself a CRM system. Now, CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. So it's a customer relationship management software. All right, and some of the industry standards for this type of software is going to be Podio. First off, that's probably like the number one industry provider for CRM systems when it comes to us real estate investors. However, like me personally, I'll be honest, I'm not like a huge fan of Podio, to be honest with you. I mean, it's all right, but it's not all that, to be honest with you. Another CRM system that you can check out is Asana, Asana. That's a great CRM system. I love the user interface on it and how easy it is to kind of set up your task. Tell your virtual assistants, if you have them, what to do, and just stay a lot more organized. So you can keep all of that data that you have for like your buyers that you're reaching out to and your sellers that you're reaching out to all in one location. And it looks beautiful, and you're not just writing everything down on scraps of paper or having everything just on Google Sheets indefinitely. At some point, you're going to need a CRM. So then another CRM is Zoho. You can definitely check out Zoho, Zoho. You can get a free account with Zoho actually. Now, it may be a little bit more complicated than some of the other systems that I've told you about, but like I said, it's free. So, you could take the time and learn it. You can customize it to your own liking. And I think for a lot of people, it will definitely suffice. And it's free, and it connects with a lot of the other major apps out there that will help you automate your business. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So there are other wholesaling CRM softwares out there as well. I believe like Propelio is one as well. I want to say that Propeller Leads may be one as well, but it's a ton of different other wholesaling CRMs. I mostly recommend Asana and Zoho just because I love the way Asana looks and I love the free price of Zoho. So I would say, kind of take that, and use it as you will, right? Like, so do your own research when it comes to the CRM systems. Now, the next system that I use that really, really helps me automate and get a lot more efficient in my business is Google Calendar. So anyone who's ever spoken with me on the phone, if you've ever scheduled a call to reach out about coaching or your current coaching client, you know very, very well that I use the hell out of Google Calendar. And pretty much what Google Calendar is good for is just organizing your time. It allows me to kind of break down my time into like little chunks. So I could be like, between 9 and 10 today, I'm going to, post some posts on Facebook and Craigslist and, pull a list from PropStream, something like that. So it's like I'm organizing my time. I'll be like, from 9 to 9:15, post some posts on Craigslist from 9:15 to 9:30. Post some posts on Facebook from 9:30 to 10. Pull another list from PropStream from 10 to 12. Call leads inside of call tools, things like that. So now I'm getting very, very organized. I'll schedule events inside of my Google Calendar. So then my phone is giving me reminders to get shit done. And that makes the biggest difference a lot of times. Just remembering that was my phone, guys, just in case y'all like, oh, wait, was that my phone going? No, that was me. My bad. Let me mute my phone actually. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, look, we out here working, man. That's shout out to Tracy out there in Baltimore, putting in work or whatever. She's actually about to hop into call tools right now and makes calls. So it's kind of crazy that we're just talking about call tools. But anyway, Google Calendar allows me to schedule out my time and time chunks, and I get those notifications on my phone to remind me to get stuff done. So 30 minutes before I'm supposed to do a given task, my phone sends me a notification on the top of my screen. And then 10 minutes before I'm set to accomplish a certain task, my phone will give me and send me an email 10 minutes before that task is due. So it's like my phone is constantly reminding me to get stuff done throughout the day. And, as business owners, we don't have a boss out there that's telling us what to do. We don't have like somebody that's going to make sure that we're doing what we're doing. No one gives a damn whether you win or lose. So it's like, if you want to win and you're already working 8 hours for another man, you better make sure you damn sure putting in some time for yourself. And you have to tell yourself what to do. If you don't give yourself nothing to do, don't expect for some random boss to just come out of nowhere and tell you what to do. You are the boss. You are the leader of this organization. You got to get out here and make sure that you're knocking stuff out. And Google Calendar really helps me a lot with keeping myself in check, making sure that I'm getting stuff done on a daily basis. So Google Calendar is literally invaluable to me. Like, it's so valuable, I can't really even put it into words. All right. So the next service or system that I recommend that you all check out is called Calendly or Calendly. I'm not sure how you want to say that, but it's pretty much calendar, but instead of AR at the end, you've got LY. So it's like Calendly. It flows off the tongue better when I say Calendly. So I like to call it Calendly. Anyway, so Calendly is a scheduling tool, I guess you can call it. So it pretty much, matter of fact, I got another thing that I'm going to add on to this list as well. But anyway, you just write that down. But Calendly allows me to schedule appointments. So, for instance, right now I've got my cold callers out here in Vegas making calls for me. In the scenario where they can actually get the seller to agree to an appointment time, I have it to where they have access to my Calendly, and my Calendly is connected to my Google Calendar. So my cold callers can check my availability on my calendar on the days that I'm available to go out to go view properties, and they can actually schedule those appointments for me. So Calendly is so valuable, it's not even funny. So, and not to mention, you can even send a seller a link and be like, hey, you can schedule a time that works best for you for me to come and see the property. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. Like, you really want to kind of lock them into a time yourself that works best for you. But don't get me wrong, like, you will have options. Once you have Calendly, then you can allow people to schedule times that work best. And you can outsource this. You can give that to your cold callers or to your VAs, and you can have them doing the scheduling for you. So Calendly is invaluable. All of my coaching clients, anybody that's ever chat with me on the phone, you went through Calendly to actually have that phone call with me. And I've been using it for years now, so I really, really like it. I'm definitely a fan. Now, the next service that I use to really, really automate the business and make things flow a lot smoother, and this may seem a little bit cliche, but I promise you it really, really does help. And it's PropStream, guys. PropStream really, really saves me a ton of time looking for stuff. So I think a lot of people maybe think, oh, well, I don't have $100 for PropStream, but I'll be honest with you, I feel like you can't afford to not have PropStream, because not only can you pull 10,000 leads from their system, you can also analyze those leads. So you can get comps on those properties. You can see what the tax information is looking like. If it has a foreclosure on it or pre-foreclosure, it's going to let you know if it has a lien. It's going to let you know if it has situations that can stop you from actually purchasing the property. So I was literally chatting with another client, Leia, earlier today. Shout out to Leia out there getting it cracking. But I was talking to her earlier, and she actually was talking to a seller. We popped the property open on PropStream, and voila, we see that that person is actually in pre-foreclosure for the last year and some change. So anyway, but PropStream gives you a ton of analyzing tools. Not to mention, you can also skip trace your leads right inside of the system. You can send direct mail and ringless voicemail drops right there in the system. And they just recently created the new PropStream mobile app. So you could pretty much use the PropStream mobile app as though it was Deal Machine now. So you can go out there, do some driving for dollars, and then you can save all of those leads that you go drive past and you see these vacant houses. You can save those leads inside of your list on PropStream, on the PropStream mobile app, and then you can skip trace those leads right there inside of the app and send them direct mail. It's pretty much the Deal Machine app, but for PropStream users, pretty much. So if you're already paying for PropStream, you're crushing it. If you're paying for PropStream and Deal Machine, honestly, in my opinion, it's time to get rid of Deal Machine. Save yourself that $50. So, but anyway, PropStream allows me to save so much time. If you have to analyze properties manually, it could potentially take you over an hour to figure out what the ARV of the property is and what you should be offering this seller. But if you have PropStream, it can literally take you minutes to figure out what you should be offering and get a feel for what the community is really doing. So I really want you all, if you don't have it already, you should probably have PropStream. And if you don't have it, I'm going to see if I can put a link in the description where you can get a 7-day free trial. It is an affiliate link. I have been a customer of PropStreams for over 3 years now, and I genuinely enjoy their service. I talk about them all the time, unashamedly, honestly. So it's like, if you don't get it, that's just you missing out. It's not like I'm telling you because I'm trying to make some money off of you or something like that. I genuinely want you to win. And to me, PropStream is one of the most no-brainer options that every wholesaler should have. If you're not, you're kind of behind the 8 ball, to be honest with you. Anyway, so next is going to be bringing on a virtual assistant. That could be one of the best ways to start automating things out here in your business. If you're a business owner, you don't necessarily want to do every single thing that needs to get done inside of your business. You want to be telling your team what to do. You want to be leading your team to victory as the boss. So what a lot of people end up doing when they come into this wholesaling game is that they give themselves another job. They take on wholesaling as another job, and they're literally doing everything themselves. So they're not working on their business, they're working in their business. And at the very beginning, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's really the way that it should be at the very, very beginning. But at some point, once you know how to accurately and efficiently do what you need to do inside of your business, such as cold calling, finding buyers, coming across deals, making offers, going out to see properties, things of that nature, then it may be time for you to go ahead and hire on a virtual assistant, especially for those of you all who don't have much time. Time is one of the most important contributing factors to your success in wholesaling, to be honest. So if you're working like a 12 to 8 shift or something like that, honestly, you don't really have much time to run a wholesaling business. You may want to take some of the money that you made from that 8-hour shift and hire someone else to work like 4 hours for you. So say for instance, like you can find you some cold callers or virtual assistants on Upwork or Fiverr and places like that. And you can literally hire them on for like somewhere between $3 to $6 an hour. And maybe, you go to work and maybe you make $125 per day at work, but then you can hire this person on for like $25 a day, maybe have them work like 3 or 4 days out the week. So you may be paying like $100 a week to have this person, but hey, you got like 20 hours worth of work done that week as well, even though you were at work and it would have been impossible for you to do it. And like I said, you can have those people scheduling appointments for you, and you could just set it up to where your availability on your calendar is only on your off days, or, like only at the time that you get off of work or whatever it is. Like, just set up your Google Calendar to where your VA can actually be scheduling these appointments for you. That's a great way to automate your business and just make processes flow a lot smoother. But either way, some of you all may want to consider getting a virtual assistant. If you're crushing it out there yourself already, you may not want to bring on a virtual assistant and have to pay money to get maybe not as good as results of what you're doing already. So anyway, not going to belabor any of these points. I'm not going to try to talk for too long about any of these points because I'm already at like 18 minutes inside of this particular part of this podcast. So it's going to be a little bit of a longer one, but I hope that you all really appreciate me kind of going into a few details on each one of these topics. So I got like 5 or 6 more of these. So let me just kind of blaze right on through these. So the next strategy that I have for you all is hiring house hunters on Craigslist. I call it the house hunter strategy. Some people call it going out and getting bird dogs, but I will never call another human a goddamn animal. You calling people dogs and birds and stuff like that, to me, that just feels so disrespectful. Don't call another human being no damn bird dog. That's just so disrespectful. Don't let people get you out here being rude to people and stuff. I feel like that's just so rude. Like, what the hell? Goddamn dog. What's wrong with you? Anyway, I digress. But I highly recommend that you all try to hire yourselves some house hunters on Craigslist. So what I'll do is that, and I have all of the documents on how to do this stuff inside of my documents package that you can check out on my site, edwardhayes.org, or you can use the links in the description of this podcast and you can get a discount on those. But either way, like, I've got all of the forms that you need. So what I'll do is that I'll put a post on Craigslist inside of the labor gigs section. It usually costs you about $7 to post this post inside of that section. And pretty much like the headline for your post is going to be something around the lines of vacant house locators needed, or act like 3 exclamation points, all capitals. And then you're going to put like earn up to $3,000 monthly, all caps, something like that. And then in the description of that post, like I said, I have all of the words kind of written out inside of the documents package that you can grab. But like in the description, it'll pretty much just be explaining what the job entails, what they'll need to do to be like, hey, we typically purchase like 50 plus properties per year, and we're looking to up that number to over 100 this year, and we need you to go out there and find properties, something around those lines, pretty much. I promise you, if you're in a big city, you post this Craigslist post, you're gonna have like 60 to 100 people reaching out to you trying to get this job. And the thing that this does is that it allows you to get some of those high quality, juicy, driving for dollars leads without you personally have to go out there and drive for dollars. So now you're leveraging other people's time. Once again, it's damn near like having those virtual assistants, but you don't have to pay them nothing up front. So what I'll do is that I pay these people on a commission basis. If they send me just the address of the property, I'll give them $500 upon closing. If I actually close on that property, they'll get a $500 like commission, I guess you can say, once we close on that property. Now, if they send me like a fresh lead where it's like, hey, yeah, my grandmother wants to sell or something like that, and they give me that person's name and phone number, or just in general, if they give me the name and phone number, just more information about that person, just like versus like just the address. If I get more data from them, then I'll give them $1,000 upon closing. Once again, so we're not paying anything, not $1 out of pocket for these house hunters. And they'll go out there, you'll have the whole city out there sending you in vacant and distressed properties all around your area, and you can tell them exactly where to go, exactly what to do, and all of that good stuff. And you tend to get really good results with the house hunters. But I just want to be real with you all. Even if you have 60 to 100 people reaching out to you, don't expect to have 60 to 100 people out there looking for properties. It's a funnel, as always. So if you get 60 to 100 people, just assume that you're going to get like 3 to 5 people legitimately really out there looking for properties for you and doing the actual job. Not every single person is going to actually sign up and send you information, actually. More often than not, when people are in that labor gig section on Craigslist, they're looking for something now to make money. Like they're hurting right now and they need help, and that's why they're on there. So for some people it may help, for some people it won't, but they still will reach out and try to get the job. More often than not, you're usually hiring on like Lyft drivers, Uber drivers, pizza delivery guys, contractors and stuff like that. So, pretty much people who are used to seeing a lot of vacant properties. So anyway, so next out of the things that help me automate my business, guys, is going to be creating a cash buyer form online, as well as a motivated seller form online. So I have my website set up using my system called Kartra. That's Kartra. Kartra. That's why I make my websites on. It's kind of like the equivalent of like ClickFunnels, but it's a little bit more for the tech savvy type people or whatever. But Kartra allows me to create all of my websites. So all of my websites that you've ever seen that have my name on it, I've personally made those myself, including like my main website, edwardhayes.org, right? But so I use Kartra to be able to not only like build out a little website real quick, but also like put a form on there. So I'm automating the process of building up that cash buyers list. So I have all of the questions that I would typically ask a cash buyer on the phone on that form. Same thing for the sellers. So I can speed up those processes when I'm getting that online traffic or I'm using social media to promote my business. I may say something around the lines of like, hey, if you're an investor in the Chicagoland area, feel free to fill out this form and let me know what you're looking for. I'll go out there and get you some gems. Something around those lines. And I'll put a link to the website that they can go to. On that website, there's going to be a form, right? So I use either my Kartra system to make my forms with, or I'll use a system called Typeform, Type form. One of those two systems is what I'll use to create that form. They'll go to the website, they'll fill in that form, and then now they'll be on my list. And I can set it up to where I have like automated email sequences set up and things of that nature. And I like to do things like that as well. So I'm kind of nurturing those people long term over time. So setting up forms online can be amazing. There are other systems that you can use as well for free, such as Google Forms. So you don't necessarily have to spend money on creating that form. Just so you all know, anyone can go out here and get them a form created for free. Have a little website that you can send people to that, boom, it's just your form right there. They just fill in this little form. Now you've got their information and you can add them onto your list. All right. So next after that is going to be heading over to motivatedsellerleads.org. As I stated in like my last podcast, I believe, or maybe the one before the last, I talked about how I just restarted up my motivatedsellerleads.org website. So, if you really want to automate things, maybe you're not that familiar with pulling lists. Maybe you can't afford to go out and grab a system like a PropStream or something like that, but you still want to get some high quality leads and you want to speed up the process. Like you don't want to be out here manually looking for all of your leads or trying to call for sale by owner leads and all of these other crappy sources of getting deals from. Well, you can head over to motivatedsellerleads.org. And when you go there, if you fill out the form or whatever, me and my team, we will hand curate you a list of stacked leads. So you can get a list of like vacant, high equity, absentee owners over at motivatedsellerleads.org. Like you can get a list of any given like kind of combination of distress, because I never want to just get one form of distress. I like to get a variety of different forms of distress. Anyway, but the prices are affordable and it just saves people a lot of time. So if you want to kind of speed up processes, allow someone else that's familiar with the business to hand pick and hand curate you a list of motivated sellers or cash buyers so you can kind of speed up processes, feel free to head over to motivatedsellerleads.org. We'll get you all taken care of. Now, next, I've just got two more things on the list, and then we are done, guys. We're pretty much at the end. So my last two tools that I use to automate my business, guys. One of them are super, super important. In fact, both of them are super, super important. I'm going to give you this one first. So the second to the last tool that I use is called Hootsuite. So it's hoot like an owl hoots, and then suite like a hotel suite. All right, so Hootsuite. Hootsuite is a social media scheduling app. Hootsuite allows me to, instead of hopping on Instagram and y'all know my guys out there, y'all know as soon as you hop on Instagram, it's like booty, ass, titties everywhere. It's like, oh my God, no. It's like all of a sudden you lost, you're confused, like you forgot what you got on Instagram for in the first place. You know what I'm saying? You scrolling down somebody's page. Like y'all know what I'm talking about. I know some of y'all laughing right now. Y'all knew exactly what I'm talking about. With all of these booty models out here or whatever. So I don't personally like to be on social media like that. I ain't got time for that because the sites are literally made to be addictive. So I don't want to be on Facebook all day. I don't want to be on Instagram all day, but you all may see me post stuff on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn. And you're like, damn, how the hell is Ed online all the time and still running his business? Well, guess what? Whatever you see me posting on like a Friday, I'll probably schedule that post on like a Monday. So I use Hootsuite to be able to do that. So they actually have a free account where you can set up, like you can install up to 3 of your social media platforms into Hootsuite. Right. So I would recommend like your Instagram page, your Facebook page, and your LinkedIn profile as well. So I would have like those 3 things connected, and you can schedule up to 30 posts at any given time. So let's say, for instance, like today, you install 3 of your platforms, you schedule 30 posts. Well, tomorrow morning, when 3 of those posts, now you have 3 more posts available for you to schedule. So it's pretty much like unlimited free, up to 30 at a time, pretty much. So you can literally use Hootsuite to be able to automate your social media presence. And for me personally, it helps immensely. As y'all know, I mean, a ton of my business, a ton of my notoriety, the part of the reason why you probably even listening to this podcast right now is because of my social media presence. You have to stay in the eyes and ears of your target audience. People need to know that you exist. Otherwise, they can't do business with you. We can't expect to get deals and make money if we're not actively marketing ourselves. So Hootsuite is a great way to kind of put that marketing process on autopilot. You do the work once, you've got up to 30 posts scheduled at any given time. So like you can literally write out like 2 weeks worth of posts, or at least one, right? You can at least have 1 week worth of posts. But think about it like this. You got 3 accounts, right? So you can schedule 15 posts for this week. So, that's like 1 post per day, 5 days out the week. Like 1 post per platform per day. Let's put it like that, right? And then you can do that same thing again for the next week. 5 days out the week, you've got 1 post per platform. Oh God, that's a tongue twister. Try to say that 10 times. But oh man, guys, I was recording and the screen went black and the recording stopped, man. I'm salty as ever, y'all. But anyway, though, like I was saying, you could pretty much automate those posts. It's pretty much like unlimited free. Like you could schedule the post for next week. You can be good to go. So I really want you all to check out Hootsuite. It definitely helps out a lot. But I'm going to go ahead and finish this up because obviously the recording starting, and to me, the recording ending to me, that's like a sign. That's like a sign from the heavens. Like, okay, bro, you done. I think we've been listening for long enough. So anyway, the last tool on this list, guys, and honestly, it may even be one of the most important things that I personally use to save so much time. It's not even funny. That last tool is called Zapier. So it's almost like happier, but Zapier, but with one P. Okay, so Zapier, Zapier. So pretty much Zapier, and some of you all may be familiar with it. Most of you all probably aren't. But Zapier allows me to, excuse me, to automate pretty much anything that I choose anywhere on the internet, pretty much. Like Zapier is literally one of my favorite tools of all time that the internet has ever come up with, to be 100% honest with you. So, excuse me. So pretty much as I talked about earlier, like when I have like my forms, for instance, like when a cash buyer fills out a form, I have Zapier automatically send them an email to let them know that we've got their criteria and that we're going to get on the hunt for them. When a seller fills out a form, I have Zapier automatically send them an email and let them know that one of our acquisition specialists will be reaching out to you soon, and here are the details of your property. All of those things are automated. Even when you guys try to grab a free piece of content from me, like for like my cash buyer script or text messaging script, all of that stuff is automated. Like once you put in your email address, it's automatically going to send you out the document, things of that nature. So honestly, like every month, like I have hundreds of tasks automated for me. If I had to send you all the text messaging script every time somebody tried to get it, I mean, it's probably been well over 2 or 3 thousand downloads of that one particular script. So every time I would have to mail it out, it would be impossible. Just like when it comes to the cash buyer form, I've literally had hundreds and hundreds of people fill out that cash buyer form. If I had to email each one of those individually, it just wouldn't be feasible, as well as the seller forms. Hundreds of people going through there. If I had to email these people individually, it just wouldn't be possible. So Zapier allows me to automate all of these processes. In fact, there's so many more things that it can help me automate as well. That's just kind of like a little sneak peek about what it can do or whatever, but it's an amazing service, and I use it literally every single day. It's in use for me to help me get more deals and automate my time, be more efficient out here, process. That's what's most important. The best thing that we could be doing for our business at any given time is pretty much doing the income producing activities that actually lead us to cashing out, right? And actually helping sellers, actually helping buyers. So we need to keep that in our minds. We need to make sure that we're being as efficient as possible, guys. So I really, really hope that this podcast helps you all a ton. I'm just gonna breeze through this list one more time just to let you all know all of the things that I kind of covered. So first was the wholesaling the wholesaling CRM systems. Next was Google Calendar and Calendly. Then PropStream, getting yourself a virtual assistant, hiring house hunters on Craigslist, using cash buyer forms and motivated seller forms, heading over to motivatedsellerleads.org, using Hootsuite, as well as using Zapier, guys. So I hope that this podcast helps once again. Stay tuned to the podcast. I'm going to be dropping a lot more content. I'm going to be staying so consistent on here, guys. It's almost too easy for me to make these podcasts, and I genuinely want to be giving out the game. Especially right now, we got the baby on the way. I know a lot of y'all have checked out that podcast already. I was like, damn, I woke up this morning. We already had like 80 views or like 80 plays on the podcast or whatever on that one particular one. I was like, okay, I see y'all out here checking it out. So yeah, anyway, though, guys, I hope that y'all staying healthy, staying blessed, out here rocking and rolling, moving towards your goals, your dreams, and getting out here closer to these deals, guys. Hey, look. Make sure that y'all head over to anchor.fm/EED. Y'all, look, I really, really mean it. I'm begging of y'all. Reach out to me. Give me some topics to make so I can stay consistent on this podcast, y'all. I promise you. If I get people reaching out on here and giving me topics to make a podcast about, I will stay so consistent because I will feel indebted to you all. I will feel obligated to make sure that I come with that response. So please help us stay consistent with the podcast by heading over to anchor.fm/EED. Any questions that you have about wholesaling real estate, how to get that deal, how to find sellers, how to find buyers, I don't care what it is, virtual deals, whatever it is, ask away, guys. Head over there, drop me a quick message. It doesn't take long. I would love to be able to answer any and all of you all's questions on this next podcast. So anyway, Till next time, guys, I am out.